was saying, when I was listening to this gentleman's YouTube video, it was like confirmation to my experience with the downloads I received, because a lot of times it feels very masculine, right? And I also feel that type of protection, and the gentleman was talking about what I just explained. And for me, that was confirmation of my experience with the downloads I received, because it feels more masculine. If I was to define the energy that I receive or that I feel when I get downloads, it feels like a masculine energy. And I think it's the reason behind why my confidence is divine, because it doesn't come from this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, this experience has allowed me to understand that our protection goes beyond this physical plane. It's just sometimes we get in the way because of misunderstanding. And then, because these beings don't operate in force, meaning they don't force their will. They're not simps. You know what I mean? These beings, they don't force their will. They reverence and respect divine order. So 9 times out of 10, when they're helping you, it's because you're giving them the space to help you. You're seeking answers from the Most High. You're opening the space for that. You know what I mean? A lot of people out here hear the downloads that people are sharing on YouTube, and they get frustrated because they be like, why isn't that happening for me? Right? Because why would you be watching us, attacking us, unless, of course, you felt like you could not receive these either? So my question would be, is that necessarily true? Is that necessarily true? Right? That would be my question. Is that necessarily true? Or have you blocked yourself off because you are so hell-bent on making shit happening, because you don't believe there's spiritual forces out here waiting to assist us by way of divine intelligence, right? They're waiting to assist us. So when you have these people out here operating in hate as if they can't connect, they don't connect. I really believe they don't connect because they cut themselves off. They cut themselves off by way of misinformation. They've cut themselves off. And then they look at us like we got access to something they can't access. You probably can't access it because you rely so much on fiat. You rely so much on money, on the system. And because that's what you were taught. Yeah, you were taught this shit. You didn't just come in this shit with this shit. You was taught it. You was taught it. These motherfuckers was taught this shit. And they think they came out of the woodwork with this shit. Because you got to understand, if there's divine beings helping us, you got to know that there's levels to this shit. So whatever beings that are helping y'all are helping you to your demise. They're helping you to your blockage to not get in contact with these ones that are on a higher level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to understand that. That's why I said my confidence is divine. My confidence don't come from the world's perspective, the worldly perspective. Yeah, my confidence comes from a perspective where people would call me crazy. They would call me a conspiracy theorist. They would call me, foolish and all these other names, right? Because they can't understand, because this is not their experience. But yet they can't deny the fact that they've thrown a lot of shit at me, and I'm here and I'm better. I'm here and I'm better. And they won't even acknowledge the coals of fire burning on top of their head for them to continue to come for me. Because that just goes to show that, yeah, you're in a place of desperation because you're not getting the results that you were promised from the entities that you're working with. They don't actually work in power now, do they? So I thought it was amazing that I came across this video at a time where this was something that I was reflecting on, because the downloads that I get personally, it does remind me of the scripture of the hearts of the people waxing cold. I don't know exactly it for verbatim, but that's what it's reminding me of. And it only makes sense to me, not because I read it in the Bible, but because of my personal experience with God, as I see from my personal experience how I'm growing spiritually and leveling up and drawing, and that's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and then I can look out and I can recognize others who are going through the same thing. Yeah, because what they talk about resonates where I am in my spiritual growth. Then I know that people who are rejecting this advantage, at this advance from the divine, they're becoming more colder and colder and colder. So even though we might be in the same country, the same community, the same space, right? We're not all experiencing the same things. Like, some people are looking at what's going on in our country and our government, and they're absolutely disgusted. Whereas we're like, we don't lean to the left or to the right, bitch. It's about balance. Yeah, we respect truth. So I don't give a fuck who it is. White, black, Asian, Latino, bitch. If you speak in truth, I'ma respect it. But that doesn't mean that I have to join forces with you, right? As to put myself in a box, because if you have free will, at any time you can change your mind. So I never set my eyes on a community or a group. Yeah, I stay grounded in myself, and I know that allows me to pick up on whether or not a collaboration is actually going to be wholesome for me. Whether that's just, whether that's professional or just a passerby experience. You understand what I'm saying? This is what it is. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like, I got really excited when I was talking about that, but I'm just saying, based on my experience, that's what I feel. A lot of times when I get downloads, I feel masculine energy. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel protected. Like, I see how some women be getting on men here, or they get on other women for not, honoring marriage and relationships and partnerships and stuff like that, as to say, oh, you're a masculine woman and all this other stuff. And that's fine. But I'm telling you, I don't have a husband. I don't have a boyfriend, right? But I damn sure feel a masculine presence in my life. I feel protection. You understand what I'm saying? I feel protected. I don't know how. I feel protected. Yeah. I am in communication with my ancestors. I honor my ancestors. Yeah. Yeah. So there are those who were on this physical plane at one point in time who were males, and they give me the tea, right?
Oh, you need to get in the right lane.
They definitely gave me the tea when it comes to these males, and how, a lot of their behaviors is not becoming of manhood. That I'm not to confuse that with manhood. Like, when I watch them, I see them. I have ancestors in my ear telling me that man is not a man. That man, yeah, if he was a man, he would not have to sleep with you to protect the woman and children. He would do that because that's who he is. He's a man. If he happened to be out in public and he's seen a male beating on a woman, he would interfere in that. He wouldn't allow that to happen, because he would understand the repercussions of letting that type of energy thrive in the community. Next thing you know, he got to worry about it with somebody else, right? So I get a lot of downloads because of that, and I know this because they know my circumstance. They're not looking at me and chastising me, telling me, "Hey, just accept whoever makes advances towards you. Just accept it. Stop being such a masculine, feminine woman. Let a man come in and help you." I don't hear my ancestors talking to me like that. I don't even hear the Most High talking to me like that. They talk to me with wisdom. They show me, oh, we're teaching you exactly what you need in case you deal with anybody, whether it's romantic or just friendship or partnership. So it's just very encouraging to see how, you can have balance in your life with regards to, healthy relationships. Yeah. It seems like because we're all extensions of the Most High, we're giving each other different perspectives of that on this physical plane. We're different angles. Like when somebody looks at my life, it's a different angle of the Most High, you know? And when I look at other people, that's another angle. That's where we get into the I am dark, I am light, I am rain, I am water, I am fire. You know, I am all these elements. I am not restricted in the sense that because I'm light, I cannot be dark. Yeah, because I am good, I cannot do evil. That's not true. I can. The question is, what do I choose to do with my free will? Right? That's the co-creator experience. That's the God. That's that God energy, right? Yeah. And there are consequences to those decisions. But I think it's quite encouraging what I'm saying, right? Because there are many women like myself who are not in relationships. They are celibate like myself. They are single like myself. And if it wasn't for the wisdom that they've received, they would fall for other people's ideologies, thinking that they've been forsaken because they don't have a man on their side. And we know, especially with women and how we're indoctrinated in life, that I can at least speak for myself. It wasn't an attitude of I hate men and I don't want to be with men. It's this is my experience with men, and I've learned a lot about myself and what I've had to change in order to get better because of that experience. So I have gratitude because of my experiences. But because I've learned lessons, you know, I've grown from old mindsets. And so I know that there are people looking at my life thinking that I'm vulnerable. Yeah? When I say this, because I know some men will hear this and be like, well, yeah, if you don't have a man in your life, because that's not the way it's supposed to be. I get what you're saying. I honestly do. Because, you know, it's almost like when we talk about wealth, right? People want to see wealth. They want to see wealth. They don't want to see nobody impoverished. But if we don't understand that this starts with the mind, like a rich spirit versus an impoverished spirit, like, you're not going to see that on the physical plane. So for me, the wisest thing is not to focus on the manifestation. It's going back to the basics. It's going back to the foundation, because if you got your foundation laid correctly, then you can build. Then you're not easily persuaded to judge based on incorrupt information. Like corruptible information. That's corruptible information. Telling somebody to depend on another person, whether that's a man or a woman, is corruptible information. Because that person has free will. And at any time, that person could choose not to be there for you anymore. At any time. So why would I want to be totally reliant upon another individual? Do I want to work with other people? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I can see how that can be great because I can see my own greatness by myself. So I know, like Neo said, if I'm good all by myself, then I know we'll be a force. Should I find somebody with the same fucking energy, if not better, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. You understand what I'm saying? So I see that. But does that make me whole? No, it does not make me whole. You understand what I'm saying? That does not make me whole as an individual. I am whole in and of myself because of the relationship that I have taken place within me between my divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. They're in union with each other. Yeah, and that's the only reason why I can see this prospering or happening on the physical plane, because this is happening inside of me. Now, if it doesn't happen, will I be lost? Absolutely not. You know, that's the beauty of this. It's not a yearning like it used to be, right? I'm gonna be honest. It's not a yearning like it used to be. It's a, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, I'm going to be good. Because the Most High has shown me that either way, I'm going to be well cared and provided for. I'm going to be connected to the right people who are not looking to assist me because I'm not having sex with them. Right? Because that's what it boils down to, sex. When you have men yelling from the rooftop that women are to submit and all this stuff, all they talking about is sex. That's all they talking about. Because you could collaborate with people. There's plenty of men and women coming together, yeah, living their best life because they don't suppress each other's expression. This person is, thriving in their talents, and this other person is thriving in their talents, and they're not trying to squander each other's talents because they're not insecure people. They love to watch this other person thrive, and they love to watch themselves thrive. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? When you're amongst that type of energy, because people don't try to suppress you because they're not competing with you, because they know there's no competition, because there's nobody like them on this planet. They're an angle of the Most High that cannot be duplicated. I like to say that our purpose is pretty much the journey that has yet to be traveled, because it takes us to do it. Nobody can do it for us. Nobody can do that for us, right? So nobody can take your spot. You understand what I'm saying? Can other people tap into source and bring forth information? Yes. But nobody can do it like you can, because there's only one you. There's too many variables in your makeup for somebody to be out here duplicating who you are. They can't even do this with cloning. You can't clone a soul, bitch. You can't clone a soul. They don't have any jurisdiction over souls. Do you understand what I'm saying? If they had jurisdiction over souls, why they don't have no jurisdiction over theirs? You understand what I'm saying? Do y'all hear yourself when y'all be talking sometimes? Like, if a person has jurisdiction over your soul and they lack self-control, so much to the point that they got to come controlling you, how the fuck they got control of your soul and they can't even master their own? They can't even master their own fucking mind, let alone somebody else's fucking mind. They're not mastering your mind. If they were truly in mastery, like I said, everybody would be winning. If the leaders of this world were truly in mastery, you would see that golden age that everybody speaks of. You would see that shit. We wouldn't be sitting here looking in books, wondering about the golden years, bitch. Wondering why can't we do this shit now? Why can we read this shit and not do this shit now? Yeah, that's an ass backwards. It's a reflection of the good times. As if what you're experiencing in the present ain't growth. Right? That's a testament that what you see in the present, it's not growth. Because you're looking back wondering, where are those times gone? Who did this? Was it the giants? You got people asking, was it regular smegular people? Who did this? I don't know. And if these so-called people who have these secrets and are keeping this from us, right? It's just stupid. I just think it's really stupid to think that they're in an advantage. Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't sit right with me. I just can't accept it. And this is on an esoteric level. Yeah, I'm not denying what I see on the physical plane, the manipulation I see on the physical plane, the blockages that are created on the physical plane, the barriers that are created on the physical plane. I'm talking about spirit.